Hi everyone, this is the Math 10C polynomial review. This is written response question 7n. We're just asked to factor this. And again, because I see four terms here, I'm going to assume that there's I can do grouping here. Now before I look into that though, I should just check real quickly to see if there's anything that's common to all four terms. So when I look at 10, okay, the factors of 10 are 2 and 5. For 6, that's 2 and 3. So there could be a common factor of 2 as I go through, but it dies at the 15. Okay, 15 factors are just 3 and 5, and so there's nothing common here. Okay, so there's nothing common to the whole expression. So, just like the previous question, I'm going to group together the first two terms and the last two terms, and then I'm just going to apply common factoring to just those groups of 2 there. So this one right here, 10x and the negative 6ax, well, between the two coefficients there's a common factor of 2. And then when I look at the variables, there's a common x there. So 2x has been distributed, well, to what? Well, if you divide the 2x out of the 10x, you're going to be left with a 5. And if you divide the 2x out of the negative 6ax, we're going to be left with the negative 3a. Okay, so now let's take a look over here. Between the 15 and the 25, I think it's pretty clear there's a common factor of 5. There is also a common factor of bx for both of those, so I'll take out a 5bx. When I do that, I'm going to be left with a 3a here, and I'll be left with, just a negative 5. Now, take a look at what we're left with here. 2x times 5 minus 3a and plus 5bx times 3a minus 5. Now, this is tantalizingly close, but they're not the same. 5 minus 3a is not the same as 3a minus 5. Okay, and if you're having a hard time seeing that, just put a number in for a, like the number 1. 5 minus 3 is 2. 3 minus 5 is negative 2. They are very different. So to make them the same, what we want to do here is we want to change the signs on one of these expressions here. Now, notice that what I can do for this second term here, I can take a negative out of this. And so this would be 2x times 5 minus 3a. Okay, that's the first term. I've done nothing to that. But look at this second binomial here. I can change the sign on this to make this negative 3a and make this positive 5 by dividing out a negative. And if I divide out a negative, that means the leading coefficient here, the coefficient of the term becomes negative. So this will become negative 5bx, negative 3a plus 5. Now, since order doesn't matter, with addition here, this will be 2x times 5 minus 3a minus 5bx times 5 minus 3a. And then notice that there's a common 5 minus 3a to both those terms, so I can take that out and get 5 minus 3a times, 2x minus 5bx. Okay, now, I'm not quite done here. Okay, a couple of things that I really should do to fix this. First of all, I don't like having that negative in front of the 3a. We've done this before. Okay, we've had a situation like this before. There's nothing wrong with this, but I should really take that negative out. And that is going to leave me with 3a minus 5. Now I could have changed it differently up above. I could have focused my attention on a different part of that problem, but this works as well. Now notice additionally that there was a common x here to these two terms. So I should be able to take out a common x here. And I will be left with 2 minus 5b. Now see, that's an interesting thing to happen. If an x is common down here, it must have been common in the original, and in fact it was. There was an x here, 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 and here. I should have pulled that out right from the beginning. Okay, but it's interesting to see that. If you don't notice it there at the beginning, it should be even more clear down here. Now, additionally, I don't like the fact that this is 2 minus 5b. I like the variable portion to come first, so I'm going to take a negative out of here, and now I'm going to put this all together here. There was a negative out front. I'm pulling another one out, so those two negatives together will cancel. I'm going to write the x up front. So this is going to be 3a minus 5. And I took a negative out of here to change those terms. This is going to become 5b minus 2. And that's a much better way to write it. Now there's nothing wrong, by the way, with writing it as 5 minus 3a or 2 minus 5b. But this is better.